it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play You Never Can Tell by Chuck Berry on acoustic guitar. And this is an awesome song for beginners because it uses just two chord shapes, C and G, back and forth. It uses a really famous strumming pattern where we alternate through bass notes, which is, really good to know for a ton of music. And it also opens up with a really iconic blues riff it translates really easily onto acoustic guitar. So we're going to learn those three elements and we'll be able to play through the entire song. If along the way you find you need any extra help, I have a free ebook. It's completely free for all my subscribers. It goes over all the basics of rhythm guitar. I also have one for lead guitar. You'll get both of those. There's a link in the corner. It's completely free for all my subscribers. Other than that, let's just get started with the chord shapes. First, we have a C chord. And for C, that's one of the trickier ones for beginners because you really got to take the time to arch those fingers. I like to make this shape starting with my first finger on the first fret of the B string. Then we skip the G string, middle finger on the second fret of the D string, and then my ring finger on the third fret of the A string. And I put my ring finger a little bit higher so it's resting underneath the thickest string, which prevents it from ringing out and ruining our chord shape. You'll want to watch your thumb position and make sure that it doesn't, escape to the side. You want it to be a little bit upright and maybe a little bit lower to help you curl your fingers. And from this C chord, we're going to be switching to G, and I want to play it this way. So starting on C, we're going to move these two fingers, our middle and ring finger. We're just going to move them up by one string. We're going to lift our index, and then we're going to put our pinky on the thinnest string at the third fret. And that's a really convenient switch from C. Just focusing on those two fingers, getting into our G chord. So I want you to take a moment with that, just silently switching, working through, remembering to move these two fingers like a unit. You move them together, makes the switch a little bit simpler. And when you're ready, we can play through the chords from this tune using downstrokes only, just so we can work on the switching and make sure that we play each chord for the right amount of beats. Starting on C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So you may have noticed I was counting in a certain way, basically replacing beat 1 at the start of every measure with however many times I was playing that chord. So we played the C chord for 6 measures. We counted to 4, 6 times on the C chord. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth to help me keep track of where I was, because I'm just playing the same chord for a really long time and it's easy to get lost when we do that. And that's a really good skill for that. And when we look at this song that way, we play the C chord for 6 measures, we play the G chord for 8 measures, and then we play the C chord for 2 measures, gives us 16 measures total, and that is our chord order for the entire song. And I want you to write this down just like this in little blocks of 4. It makes it really easy to feel where you are in the tune. That's going to be your chord chart. You just have that, play it like 7 times. That's the entire song. Now, to our chords, the next thing we're going to do is add a strumming pattern, and it goes like this. We'll break it down into 2 parts. First, on our C chord, we start by plucking the A string. And if you're muting the thickest string by lightly touching it with your ring finger, you can kind of just aim anywhere for the bottom and it'll sound good, right? So we go like that, root, then down, up, 3, 4, root, down, up, 3, 4. Root, down, up, 3, 4. And we practice it just like that. Root, down, up, count 3, 4 out loud. If you say it, it helps so much more. Do it just like I did. And then for the second half, we're going to take our ring finger and we're going to move it over to the thickest string. And we're going to be pressing the 3rd fret of the thickest string. And in our little diagram here, I'm going to call that A for alternate bass note, because it's the bass note of our chord and it's not the root, it's a different one. It's the alternate bass note. And we do the same sort of thing. Alt, down, up. And that happens on beats 3 and 4. So 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2. And now we're going to put those two halves together. The really important thing is that your pick is following your ring finger. So root, down, up, and then you move your ring finger to the thickest string, and then you pluck that same string. So just take your time, work on it at your own pace, and eventually get to the point where you can do it slow and steady, just going. Root, down, up, alt. And don't get too hung up on nailing the right string. That accuracy will come with time as you get more comfortable. As long as you just get the gist of it and you're doing the general idea, that it will come together. And, try that out a whole bunch on the C chord. For the G chord, we start off, our root is on the thickest string. So root, down, up. And then our alt is the D string. So we just go root, down, up, alt, down, up, E, D, naming the strings. It might be a little easier to practice on this one first, since we don't have to move any fingers on our chord hand. Either way, take your time working on the pattern with both those shapes, and then we'll put that together with the chord form for this tune, starting on C. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. Say say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. So practice it super slowly, just like that. And, over time, as you get more comfortable, you can gradually speed it up. But you want to stay slow and accurate until you're ready, and then over time, you'll speed it up, and that's it. That's the whole song. You just play that 7 times over. The other thing that I'd like to add, though, is an intro lick, and it goes like this. So we're starting off by placing our ring finger on the 5th fret of the D string. And then we're going to skip a string, and we're going to put our pinky finger on the 5th fret of the B string. So they're both on the 5th fret. Should sound like that. And then we pick them like this. So low, high, low, high. If it's too much to go back and forth with your pick, you can also hybrid pick. And that's where you use your pick on the thicker string, and then you pick the higher string with your middle finger. And I do that a lot when I play electric guitar. It's a really awesome technique, very underrated. So that's another way of doing it. If you're doing it with your fingers, that works too. Just pick the strings, alternate between them. We go 5, 5, and then we go down 1 fret to the 4th fret, just 1 time on each. Then the 3rd fret, And here, these two fingers are free to start making the C chord. And then we can just put our ring finger to where it belongs on the C chord. So it's kind of like a chord switch, you know, where we ended up here on the 3rd fret with those two fingers, and then we can make our C chord, and we go down, up, we switch to G, and then we go up. So we can treat that kind of like a strumming pattern, you know, 1 and switch and. We make the switch on beat 2, and then we do the upstroke on the and of 2. So I want you to practice this in 2 parts. First going 5, 5, 4, 3, and then making that switch into the C chord and going down, up, switch, up. So take a look here, take your time with it, go at your own pace, and when you're ready, we're going to play through that intro lick, and then we're going to play the chords and strumming a little bit quicker than we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. And then you just do it over and over again. Down, down, down. Cool, so that's a simple way to play You Never Can Tell by Chuck Berry. If you want a full playthrough where we go through this entire tune with a backing track, I have that available on my Patreon page. There's a link down below for that. Also, don't forget to grab your free copy of my rhythm guitar ebook and my lead guitar ebooks, completely free for all my subscribers. I also have a complete beginner's course that goes over all the fundamentals of guitar, starting with an absolute beginner and ending up with confident strummer. I'll put a link down below for that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.